Okay, I'm going to show you this little script that I made. It's for 3D resin printers to bring out some high detail. And I'm going to show you how to load it, and you can download it below the video. Also, I'm going to show you how to load it. It's going to be in a zip file. So basically, I'm just going to give you a quick run through. We're going to go to the Z script, load. And we're going to go find that. We're going to see it here in the ZBrush LycheeSlicer. Now this is a slicer program. You don't really need it, but I got it in here and I'll explain that here in just a minute. We're going to click here, then we're going to click the ZBrush LycheeSlicer Higher Detail ZSC, and we're going to open it up. Going away to the bottom, and we're going to see it down here. And the very first thing that you want to do is press copy. And the reason why you do this is because if you ever screw up, you can paste it and start all over. Okay, so I already copied it. And if we go down here, we're on, it tells you the date and version A. So basically, if I change it, it'll probably be version B at a different date. Normally I'll just either override it or whatever it takes, so make sure you get the right version. So the next step is that I want to do here is explain a few things. So like I said, this is for resin printing, okay? What you see on screen here, I can see the detail. But when I print this out, I might not see all of this detail, okay? So what I see here and what I see on the 3D printer in real life might be two different things. So basically, normally what I see here, I'm going to need to enhance the detail because basically what I see here, I'm probably going to see the lighter version of like the pores and stuff. So we're going to keep that in mind. Sorry, I'm out of breath here a little bit. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview here. So since I copied this, we can move this slider right here. And we can adjust it until we, and started increasing it. Okay, I increased it a little bit. I increased it a little bit more. And you can see that I'm going to start over exaggerating, and you can see I'm starting getting some more pores and stuff. Okay, this is what I want. Okay, so basically this is the afterwards. We'll print this out if we want to, like this. Now when I paste this tool here, you'll see it go back to the original state. Paste. Alright, another thing is we got a problem in the ear right here. See if I just kind of like maybe just like way overdo it. Start moving this slider back and forth. It's just too much, Maybe I don't want to do the whole thing. So we'll paste this back. So if we want to protect the ear, we're going to mask this ear off like this, okay? And let's say we want to do the whole thing. So we'll just kind of... And with the control key held down, I'm going to keep on clicking this. This will blur the mask. Okay, we want some blur here. Well, I'm just going to keep on clicking it. So basically, if I start moving the slider up, everything's going to start getting more detail. Okay, see, the ear staying the same. Everything else is getting more detail in here. So we're going to start all over. We're not going to pay attention to the ear. Okay. Now, when you're doing a model, normally what happens is it's like if you have like a monster or something with wings. The details on the wings are great. The face is so small or something that you started losing detail in that area because it's so small and you can't really see it. But you can see it on the wings, okay? I don't know why I'm comparing it on this here, but anyway. So if we look here in the eyebrow right here, we're not getting a lot of detail. So if I can't hardly see it here in ZBrush, probably not going to see it in real life really good on the when I get done 3D printing this from the resin printer. So if I want to just bring out detail in this area right here, what I'm going to do, hold the control key down, and we're going to mask out this area, okay? Once again, the control key held down, and I'm just going to sit there and click this till it blurs. You probably can't see it in the video. Alright, since now this is protected, we're going to go off the mesh here, hold the control key, and just click on the screen to invert this. So basically now, I'm just focusing on bringing in some detail right here. It's a little too smooth, okay? I'm happy with the rest. I'm not happy with the eyebrows. There's no details in it. So, move the slider just a little bit. You can see it's starting to bring the detail out. As you can see right there. I'm really blowing out some detail. So, let's say, you know what, it's just too much. I don't really want to start over. Well, you can hold the shift key down, and when you do, you got this smooth option right here. And if I click right here, I'm going to get this error. Okay, so it's asking me to bake all, so we're going to bake all right here. Then it's going to allow me to smooth. So if I hold the shift key, you'll see the smooth brush over here. The intensity is a big factor right here, and it's going to allow me, let me see my draw size down a little bit, and it's going to allow me to smooth, okay, in that area. Okay, see it kind of smooth a little bit. Now there's let's go back so you can kind of see. So if I crank it up, I'll just crank it up so you can kind of really see real good here. Well, that's just too much, okay? They also got another option. If you hold the shift key down, it's called Smart Smooth. Once you click once to start smoothing, let off the shift key and it'll start smart smoothing, okay? We want to keep the intensity way down. Let's key here. So we'll go right here, hold the shift key. Now that's a little bit too much. You gotta hold the shift key first, then move the slider. So back here. Now I'm gradually doing this around here. So if you're happy with that, just go ahead and clear mask. You want to see the before and after, you want to like start over, we're going to go ahead and paste this. Alright, now that's kind of like a little tip right here, so I kind of like that. So basically we're going to go into the next step. We'll go over the light box. And we're going to change the material so we can see something really good here. F to frame this up. Remember, first thing we want to do is copy it. Notice got a lot of detail right here, and I got smooth right here. So once I copied this, it's going to try to enhance the detail where the detail's at. Wherever it's smooth at, it's going to try to keep that smooth. So I'll just show you right here. So keep an eye on the detail area. It'll start poofing out, and we're kind of spiking out, and the smooth area will try to just maintain its smoothness. See, I keep on moving it, and moving it. Now that's getting to be a little bit too much, and we'll just paste this and start all over. So if I want to, like, I got an area down here, okay? Not a whole lot of detail. We're going to go ahead and hold the shift key here, or the control key for this mask. Always best of worst, we're going to go click, 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 click. Come over here to invert this. And we can start our little process right here and bring this out. And we can do it again. Alright, as you can see, it really brought out that detail. Now, this works. I have LycheeSlicer here. You don't need to do it. You can go over here and press export. Export your OBJ. The reason why I have LycheeSlicer is because the scaling and the positioning in ZBrush, when I export it to LycheeSlicer, if I go through the export right here, what's going to happen is it's not going to come in like it's supposed to. So this was kind of designed for the LycheeSlicer. So if I press here, I'll show you here in a second. Here's, we got the cone. We're going to press save. Alright, go back here. We're just going to go ahead and close this out. Open up LycheeSlicer. Decline this. And what I'm going to do is, I love this program. Here's a cone by default, okay? If I load this up, here it is, okay? So, if I didn't press that LycheeSlicer and I just imported the OBJ from ZBrush, it'd probably be small and probably flipped over. So we're just going to go ahead and find that cone here. And it scales the position and also scales the size to it. So this fits perfect in it's just the orientation of how it's supposed to be. And we can set up our slicer through here. You can see where I enhanced my detail right here. Okay, here's another little tip that you might want to do is, now this is kind of designed for things that's got a lot of high detail. It might not work for everything. So basically when you're running your test, you might want to do a low bump, medium bump, and a real high bump, you know, to kind of increase it. Run your test, run it through the printer, see what's best for you. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people, they will like say I'm not getting no detail in the face, but I'm getting a lot of detail over there. Well, that's kind of quite obvious because you're not popping out the detail. They need to come out a little bit more. That's what this program's for. Another thing is, don't go throwing this in like some kind of calibration test cube or anything. This is, you know, do it on a model that you're going to be using it in. Don't kind of like overthink yourself. And if you want to see the true results, use the model that you're going to be using on. Don't use it on a calibration tube. So anyway, the link's going to be below the video. You can download it. You can try it. I would love to see post some videos of some of your results, because that's kind of what this is designed for. And another thing is, you'll see a lot of people say, well, to get that detail you gotta have 6K, you gotta have 8K. I think it kind of a little blowing out of proportion. I think 4K is pretty sufficient, and as long as you increase the bumps on here and enhance it, well, it's kind of like giving it a little of that little extra 4K maybe to a 5K. Okay, that's just kind of hypothetical, but anyway, links below the video. Run a couple tests. I would love to see your results.